The dragon's path is a left-hand spirituality, which means that we don't believe in indoctrination or religion or leaders or priests. We do whatever we want. We see whatever we want. Our path is also grey. We don't make a choice between dark and light. And our greatest gifts from the dragon gods are in fact that we can see through lies. We can see through deceit and deception. We can see through it as the gift of Tiamat is the gift of chaos. Tiamat is a dragon goddess mostly worshipped in Mesopotamia and Babylonia. Back in the day, Babylonian goddess, a goddess, the mother of all dragons. It's been seen. Every dragon god has been given a gift to the dragons themselves. And the dragons, that is our higher self, as we see ourselves as a dragon spirit. Of course, we are humans. I don't deny that, of course. Duh. But of course, that is also what is a part of the dragon's path, as we see our own spirit as that of the dragon. So we are actually children of the dragon gods. So with that being said, there is a lot of deception and deceit within humans, so that you would finally fear yourself of what is actually shouldn't be feared. Every single dragon god is now being feared. Once being adored and worshipped, now is being feared. But that is the thing that you shouldn't do. You shouldn't fearing, because fearing the dragons and fearing the dragon gods is fearing yourself. You're pushing your own spirit away. You're pushing your own awakening away. So once I accepted the dragon, I accepted the dragon gods also. So I was no longer be afraid of what humans told me. Of course, every time a dragon god revealed themselves into me, the dragon gods also showed me what kind of a gift they have given to us. Tiamat is the gift of chaos, as well as the gift of seeing through lies and seeing through deceit, seeing through humans and seeing through the soul, so that you no longer can be indoctrinated or be lied to. A dragon cannot be lied to because they always see it, because they are all children of Tiamat. And Leviathan is the gift of guidance, the gift of being there, the gift of evolution, and also the gift of trying to develop yourself. And also the gift of darkness, the gift to know the darkness, and actually it's all about wisdom and knowledge. What the dragon gods teach us is wisdom and knowledge. Of course, there was every single dragon god has a gift, but that of Tiamat is very important to remember, because I'm going to tell you a story from years ago that happened when I closed my eyes. It was more like a vision that I had, and yeah, um, you know, I was like, yeah, in a dark place, a very, very dark place. And this dark place reminded me a lot of what I've seen before. That I could, it reminds me of what I can say, the void. The void is a place between spaces where there is no creation. The space between the stars, you can say. When inside of the void also is also well being called a hellish-like dimension, because it shows you the darkness, what you are. It's like a dark mirror that you can see. It's not a punishment or anything like it, but it's a place that darkness rules. And this is also where Leviathan, one of the dragon gods, the one that guides you, is. But he's also the god of the dragon gate. And in this place, in this where I was, I can say that I was visited by a dragon, and that was exciting, because that I loved to see dragons, and it was so real. It reminded me a lot of how I visited the dragon gods came to me, but also this was once again a vision that I had of a dragon that was in front of me, a brown dragon. And I told this story before, but I have to tell this, because this is a major part of my dragon development, on the dragon's path, and this can happen to you as well. And I want to prepare you, my brothers and sisters, for this. Use your gift of Tiamat. of seeing through lies, because this was a moment that I could detect it. I my entire life they said that you should be careful for the devil. You should be careful for it because he always lies. He always deceits. So be careful for, don't even listen to his words. Push him away. Don't give him the time to say anything. So with that in mind, but I saw this beautiful, beautiful brown dragon. And the dragon was not opening his mouth, but he was speaking to me in a telepathic way, a telepathic connection. I had this before with the dragons, and this was once again one of these times that the dragon actually was speaking and communicating in telepathic way. And but while he was communicating, I looked at him, and he was the most beautiful dragon after my own dragon. Most beautiful dragon. He was a brown male, beautiful wings, a crown like a king. That is what dragons are, They don't have, they don't have an artificial crown like humans have. They have one being given by nature, because nature has crowned them to be king and queens. The dragons, that is how I see it. They have a cape, they have an armor, they have everything. And that is what this brown dragon had. This brown dragon had an amazing armor, an amazing cape, the wings. And wow, what kind of horns were that? It was so amazing, but all the I have to admit, this body was beautiful. I just I wanted to touch it, but I was afraid of it because I don't want to uh, dishonor the dragon. But he was communicating inside of my head, and he was saying all of these details about me, of what happened in my life, you can say, and how the dragon could not lie, because they in this part, of course, because um, I was listening to him while I was looking at him, and he was amazing. But he was actually, we were in the void, and I thought that the void was always reflecting the darkness. But this was a moment where this darkness had no effect. I was only seeing the light when I saw him. After a while, he told me his name. After he told me a lot about me, he never told anything about himself. But that is the first thing that he said. His name. And his name, he said, my name is Lucifer. And with all of my knowledge of, when I was a Catholic, I did 2 steps back, because I said, once I heard his name, and he said, are you afraid of me? And I didn't even respond. He said, there is no need to be afraid. I'm not a devil. I'm not a demon. I'm nothing like that. Do you believe me? He said. I said, nothing, actually. He moved 1 step forward in my direction, and I stayed there. I didn't even know what kind of a body I had then. But I could look at him. He wanted to go closer. He was a bit annoyed. Once I saw this bit of fear, he could read it, but he was annoyed a bit. I could remember it very much. 1 step further, but I stood there. So he said, you're not that afraid, because you're not going away. So I listened to my feelings, and my feelings were saying, go closer to him. While in my mind, I was actually a bit afraid only of the name that he said, but not of what he is, of who he is. He could easily lie of what he was, because then he said who he truly was. He said he was just a dragon, and he was just visiting this place. He was going inside of this place, because this is the realm of Leviathan, but I never saw Leviathan there. It was only darkness and this dragon in front of me. And after a while, my own dragon that awakened me arrived and stood in between us. And it was just us three. And I didn't even know what kind of a body I had. I just was looking at these two dragons, at this one that called himself Lucifer and the dragon by my side. And he was looking at us, what we will do. Eventually, I did a step forward because he was always talking to my mind, and I was trying to push him away. But his beauty and he was everything. And I was, after a while I could detect anything from the dragon, and I was doing my best to try to reach out for him, but he felt 100% draconic, not anything like a human or with a devil or demon. I could feel the dragon with him. I could feel very much the dragon with him. In fact, he was more the dragon than I could feel my own spirit. And that is what I never told anyone actually. Yeah, in my book of Dragon Shadows, I said it, of course. But I gave in to his beauty. His beauty, I said. Him, not a her, a him. And it was, uh, yeah, it was godlike. It was amazing. And of course, you can deceive, you can lie, but I only saw the light. They always say the morning star. But if I was afraid of what they told me, I would push the dragon away for a longer time. But it all felt right. It all felt correct. I never felt uncomfortable with this. While in my moment of Christianity, I always felt uncomfortable. But now I did not. I never felt this with any human, with anyone in this entire world. I never felt this. But with this brown dragon, I felt something new awakened. Something that I changed all the way once I was inside of the void with this brown dragon. Of course, I don't believe in the devil. I don't believe in Satan. I don't believe in anything like it. But I did believe in this brown dragon. I didn't mind anymore what his name was after a while. But he awakened something inside of me that I took along here in this physical realm. And that also, that a new gift, you can say. A new gift that this brown dragon has given, not to be one with the darkness, also being one with the light, and being one with the wisdom of the dragon, because he was a dragon. He was like a god. He was divine, and he's one of the four that I later came to discover, one of the four main dragon gods. He was nature. He was everything that you can expect from nature. He was not lying, not at all. And he was 100% a dragon. This is a story that I took along with me because every time when they say to me, "You are a devil, you are a demon worshipper," I said, "No, I'm a dragon worshipper." That is the same thing. Then I could understand very much where humans are coming from. If they don't understand it, it's going to be demonized. And that is what the dragon always was. And that is also some kind of a test for me to see what I'm going to do once I discovered his name was Lucifer. But I gave in to my feelings, and my feelings always were correct whenever it comes to the dragon. So whenever you are encountering a dragon that is actually trying to test you, well, I can only expect from you to succeed the test, because there is something draconic that is living inside of us. And that is the gift of Tiamat as well. The gift of Tiamat is that no one can lie to you. No one can deceive you. It's just that you are connecting with your dragons. And that is what this Lucifer dragon did. He was connecting, and he was seeing if I should succeed the test. If Tiamat's energy was enough and strong enough, so that I can see through lies. This Lucifer did not lie at all. It was not a lie, and I did everything to know if he's lying or not. And then I could understand that I will never actually truly love a human or anyone in this world. I will always and only love the dragon.